Salute. The streets are buzzing. Knicks Nation, we're here to react to the Knicks loss in Indiana. Now 17 and 15 on the season. So the New York Knicks need OG Anunoby's defense. And we'll talk about it more tonight with the reactions still coming through around the world. As the Knicks pull off the blockbuster trade today. We're back post-game for an encore. As the Knicks went down 126-140 in Indiana. Jay Boogie playing in the background. Breaking news. That track blazing. And plenty more to look forward to, I think, next week with OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa, and Malachi Flynn get over to New York. And we can see what these guys bring to this squad, because we need defense, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what they're going to bring. So salute to the chat, salute Knicks Nation, replay squad. Let's go. Let's talk about this game, a game that I'm not sweating so much because obviously short-handed, we know, second of a back-to-back, guys, against a really hot offensive team. Indiana Pacers shot 54% from three. Unbelievable tonight, right? You can't do too much when a team shoots like that. Yes, some of them are wide open, and the Knicks do need to, improve their closing out, and pick and roll coverage. I thought tonight was pretty poor, but offensively we were excellent. DiVincenzo, shout out, 38 points, career high. He hasn't been a starter as a New York Knick for very long, and he got himself a career high. So shout out to Devo. He was pesky tonight, getting steals. I thought Randall and Brunson tried really hard. We saw Evan Fournier get some minutes and give us some offense off the bench. Deuce McBride played okay, but I thought Josh Hart was pretty poor tonight. But Tyrese Halliburton racked up 20-plus assists once again. And the Indiana Pacers shot incredibly, like I said, 140 points, the highest powered offense in the NBA. But I think it's a little bit of fool's gold. I don't think this play is sustainable in the playoffs. OGs will tell you the game slows down in the playoffs, right? What Indiana tried to do is basically just push it off every single make. They had a lot of sloppy turnovers tonight, but I don't think that's sustainable in the playoffs. But credit to them, they were the better team tonight. I'm not sweating it on the second of a back-to-back. Short-handed. Quentin Grimes was out with non-COVID related illness as well. But Devo gave us a huge punch, guys. And I felt like, if we'd, been able to get a few stops, we would have been in this one late. But Neesmith, obviously the center with Miles Turner, they just shot incredibly well from deep, which is frustrating. And our defense is going to improve when we get OG Anunoby in here and our Precious Achiuwa. Right now, Taj Gibson, playing major minutes is not ideal. He's given us effort, sets good screens, can rebound, but he's still, 38 years old. He's a step slow. Precious Achiuwa is going to bring in some rim protection, some agility, athleticism as well. We'll see what Malachi Flynn can bring. I thought Deuce was solid tonight, and I think Evan Fournier might continue to get some minutes off the bench offensively. We're going to need a little bit more of that spark. Obviously, with Quickly no longer here, RJ Barrett no longer here, but Devo stepped up big. We've got some highlights of OG Anunoby and things that we can expect as he comes in to New York City, ready to make a huge impression. Right, he's a free agent. I think the New York Knicks will get the deal done, but what he's going to bring, guys, is championship experience. We heard Josh Hart talk about it. We heard other New York Knicks, address the huge trade. Taj Gibson, wishing RJ and Quickly really well on their next adventure and, what's next for them in the league. But the guys were sounding pretty happy, to see OG come in, and bring what he's going to bring with the versatility. I know Josh Hart's going to be happy, hopefully that he doesn't have to play the 4 too much more with OG here. Of course, OG can guard 1 through 5. Is one of the best defenders in the NBA. You know, I really look forward to seeing him come through because our defense is sliding, fam. But yeah, Indiana, right? They're not going to shoot like they did tonight. Tonight, and the Milwaukee Bucks 3-point shooting on us earlier is just something that you just chalk up to, a hot team. Some of them were poor closeouts and assignments as well. Our defense is going to improve, but 3-point shooting wise, they were just absolutely on fire tonight. But the New York Knicks were also on fire, shooting 40 plus from deep as well. The New York Knicks shot 47% from the field, 45% from deep, which is incredible in itself. 126 points is usually enough to win you a ball game, but yeah, we just could not get any damn stops. 54% from deep for Indy, and 59% from the field, but they had 16 turnovers. Indy got 7 blocks, though they were a pest in the paint as well. Julius Randle had a few shots blocked, but the referees were poor tonight. The New York Knicks once again got frustrated. A technical foul assessed to Josh Hart. And Julius Randle, I think, almost picked up one as well. So the New York Knicks had to battle the referees tonight, Indiana, on the second of a back-to-back, but it wasn't to be, right? So, Indiana now overtake the New York Knicks, and we'll look at the standings later in the show after we've given out the grades, fam. Continue to talk about this trade that the New York Knicks pulled off. I didn't expect to win tonight. It would have been gravy if the Knicks had won. Obviously, off the second of a back-to-back was the biggest challenge, and I think, next week, the season is really going to start to come to a head. As OG Anunoby gets ready, it looks like he's going to make his debut against Minnesota on the 1st of January on Monday, and it's going to be huge at MSG. Right, the building is going to be electric, and we're going to need that extra big body. We're going to talk a little bit more about Precious Achiuwa tonight and what he brings to the table. A 7-foot wingspan. And a 9-foot standing verticality reach. So, big time defender potential and some offensive touch. Precious Achiuwa can stroke it as well. He can hit the open 3, and he's at 24 years old, a live body, and we're going to need that as well to back up iHeart. Precious Achiuwa might even end up getting the start. If they want to push iHeart back to the bench. I want to get your thoughts on that. But New York Knicks got 12 steals tonight. Devo was playing great defense, but 40 assists from Indiana. The balanced scoring, Tyrese Halliburton 20 plus assists. Right, he was spraying the ball all over the place to the shooters. The thing that really hurt us was Miles Turner. Aaron Nesmith you could chalk up as a guard getting hot, but when a center hits 6+ threes on you, that kills you, really. We couldn't get out to Miles Turner. Most of his were wide open. The New York Knicks have to do better at that too, fam. Buzzer says tough loss. We play Mini next Monday and our new additions should be there. Yet no doubt about it, fam. They will be there, and I feel like as the trade's now consummated, it's going to be popping in MSG next week. And obviously OG Anunoby is going to be into the starting lineup as the starting 3. He's going to bring toughness, versatility, length, reach, able to shut down, hopefully, Ant Edwards, make things difficult, and make things life easier for Brunson and Randle. Best believe that. Maybe some good small ball lineups as well. OG, like I said, can guard 5s. So that's going to free up Julius Randle. If we do want to play a small ball unit, Randle doesn't need to be the 5. OG Anunoby can guard the 5. With that said. So this guy, man, he brings so much versatility to the table. That's why Leo Rose swung the trade. We needed length. 6'8". He can run the break as well. He could stroke it like we know. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. Trying to draw positives from today. Right, tonight's loss, like I said, we chalk it up to Indiana hot shooting, second of a back-to-back. And they just wanted to, push it off every single make. right? Their goal was just to run us out of the gym. We scored 126, and it still wasn't enough, fam. But like I said, I don't think Indiana's play is sustainable long term. You saw in a meaningful championship game what happened. They got blown out by the Lakers as well. So it's okay to run and gun during a regular season game, hit threes, splash the ball around. That's not going to work in the playoffs. Every OG will tell you about it, right? They're going to run into a wall when it gets to the postseason. They need a better half-court offense as well. But credit to Indiana. They're clicking right now. They're having a good season off the back of Tyrese's play. But like I said, I do think it's not sustainable. The New York Knicks are planting seeds for the future in terms of what might be next year when obviously Mitchell Robinson's back healthy. Maybe he even gets back for the postseason this year. I don't think that's been fully ruled out yet. We'll see if the Knicks go on a deep run. But ideally, defensively, we're putting together the nucleus of an excellent offensively and defensive team for the future as well. So that's what we've done with this trade as well. Don't forget about Precious Achiuwa, what he can provide as well. We'll look at his stats, what he provides too, fam. What's good, Mike? Happy holidays to you, your family, and health, happiness, blessings to everyone out here as we're about to turn the new year. The New York Knicks have turned a new leaf today. Monumental, historic day in the franchise as well as we move on from 2 former first-round draft picks, and we welcome in, a championship winner in OG Anunoby to be a starter for us and our organization moving forward. He's only 26 years old, and I think today is a day he's eligible to get extended. The New York Knicks might even do that extension with OG early. I think he'll be happy to be in the New York market. Like I said in the reaction video earlier today, check it out with EJ. He was in the building, and we talked about what it meant for the future. OG Anunoby did change agents a few months ago. He left Clutch Sports to sign with CAA. So I think this was kind of in the works from OG's camp from a way back, So, he wants to be in this situation. He's going to be the third leading player offensively, I think, on this team as of now, but we'll see what other moves Leon Rose has coming through the building. Big task salute. Has Grimes ever scored 20 points in a game? He has. There was a game, I think last year, Grimes had 7 threes, but not very often. But I'm looking forward to Grimes' future in terms of, I think he can breathe a bit of sigh of relief with Quickly and with Barrett currently gone. There's going to be more opportunities for Quentin Grimes. I haven't given up on Grimes offensively, and for the future, he's going to be a big piece. A two-way player, obviously. Tonight he was out with non-COVID related illness, but when he gets into a groove, I think he's going to get more minutes off the bench. We saw tonight we do need more offense off the bench, and I don't think Evan Fournier is going to be here for too long. Fam. What's good, KP? Kenny Payne? Santa took the coal out of New York. There's been a lot of reactions to the trade, of course, today. People feeling like it's beneficial for both sides. Some saying we need to wait to see what the teams look like as the players suit up. But obviously, each front office has their reasons. Leon Rose did explain the versatility OG brings, and I do feel like it's a consolidation trade that did need to happen. We clear up space on the court. Like I said, the way Randall and Brunson like to operate, we have another player that stretches the floor out as well, right? Obviously, I respect what Quickly and Barrett brought to the table. They were great players for us, great New York Knicks, and I wish them well. But from a business perspective, from a play style, I'm really confident that OG is going to fit in really nicely as well. Offensively, we know defensively, he's a stud. We know what he's going to bring, man. He's going to absolutely light up MSG like some of these highlights, fam, highlight blocks, making life difficult. Like tonight, I saw too many smiles from Tyrese, from Nemhard, even Obi, right? And teams that know that they can score easily on us, like that doesn't sit well with me. And I know it doesn't sit well with Leon Rose. It don't sit well with Tom Thibodeau as well. I don't want to see some of these role players get ahead of themselves and get excited playing the New York Knicks. We need to get back to that 90s style where they fear us. And defensively, we got ourselves one now. And like I said, when we're fully healthy with Mitch back, we've got the real core nucleus now of a excellent defensive squad. One at the anchor at the 5 and one at the wing spot as well. We do have point of attack defender, obviously Quentin Grimes still. We could easily throw him out there into the starting unit when we need. And Deuce McBride, not going to forget about him. DeJounte Murray is still also a target as well. And I don't think he's going to stay in ATL. He's going to get traded too as well, fam. So, yeah, I'm looking ahead for today, and I can't wait for Monday's game. The trade's been finalised already, but players are obviously subject to their health medical assessment, and then these guys will hopefully suit up on Monday against Mini. But Obi was getting physical with Randall. Randall was getting into it. That was some fair play tonight. We saw Tyrese get 23 assists. Ihart with 6 assists. Randall with 12 boards. And Devo with 38 points. So shout out to Devo once again, living up to his contract. And we're going to need more games like this with Quickly out too, fam. But yeah, you chalk it up to tonight's shooting from the Pacers, plus 40 assists. Got to give them credit. But credit to the Knicks, we battled all night, short-handed, new guys in the rotation, and we did out-rebound the Pacers 56 to 40. And 126 points is one of our highest totals for the season as well. 45% from 3, you sign up for that all day, every day. 47% from the field is solid. From the free throw line, though, we left way too many points at the line tonight, fam. But I don't think it really would have mattered. We just couldn't stop them. Right? It was a straight training drill, running up and down. When they push it off every single make, our transition defense just couldn't deal with that without Mitchell Robinson back there as well. They were getting penetration and they were just kicking it out too. So, Lynx Black, what's good? Saying the days of teams fearing the New York Knicks are over. The 90s, yeah, was a different kind of beast, most definitely. But we got to get back to a way as we were earlier in the season. We were a top 4 top 4 defense in defensive rating with Mitchell Robinson, and I think today's trade planted the seed for the future as well. Whatever happens this season is going to happen, but once we get Mitch back as well, I think our defense with OG is going to be very, very good next year. We'll see what Precious Achiuwa can do for us as well. He's been an inconsistent player, but he's very, very tantalizing. Like I said, 9-foot standing reach and a 7-foot wingspan as well. 6'8". He's versatile. He can play backup 4. He can play 5. Like I said, OG Anunoby can guard 5s as well too. So yeah, man, incredible versatility. I can't wait and look forward to Monday too, fam. So let's give out these grades. Continue to shout out the chat. Also, shout out to the Detroit Pistons. Finally getting their first win, or third win of the season, and breaking their 27 losing streak. So with that said, man, the Raptors were too short-handed. They gave the Pistons their first win as well. So that was crazy. But that's what happens when your team is depleted. So first man up, Dante DiVincenzo, man, if we won, he gets the game ball. But tonight, man, Devo was all over the place. And shout out to him for his 38 points, career high. He's only been a New York Knick for like 30 games. And he's already put in a lot of great offensive performances, solid two-way performances as well. Tonight, 15 of 21, 7 of 11 from deep, 6 boards, 2 of them offensive. One was a nice tip-in. Devo got 2 assists. He got 4 steals as well, 1 turnover, and he was also a minus 17, though. So struggles defensively for the whole team, but 35 minutes he showed up offensively, man. Helped us really stay in the game all game. He could hold his head up high, and shout out to DiVincenzo for his performance. He gets an A for me tonight. He would have got an A+, but the minus 17 really hurts. Although, the team did lose by 14 points, so not much you can do about it. But yeah, solid A for Devo tonight. The pleasing thing is, the 3-point shot. The reason we brought this guy in here is to stretch the floor out. And with him, with OG Anunoby, Brunson and Randall, and possibly a lineup with Precious Achiuwa, that could be the first 5-out lineup that the New York Knicks have put out there for a minute since Kristaps Porzingis. Think about that for a minute. With the way Brunson's shooting the 3 this year, the way Devo's shooting now, with OG shooting, obviously Randall can pop the 3, we know, and Precious Achiuwa can shoot the 3 easily in the corner as well. So I look forward to those lineups, guys, offensively, but solid defensively as well, with the 2 guys that we're going to bring in next week. So, yeah, shout out to Devo once again. He was a pest for Indiana tonight. But, yeah, we just couldn't overcome their firepower offensively. They were running and gunning. But, like I said, I don't think it's sustainable long term. They're a very streaky team. There's a reason why they're still below. They were below the New York Knicks in the standings before tonight. Despite the Knicks' recent struggles, the Pacers have still also struggled too, fam. So, like I said, I'm not sweating tonight's loss at all. You chalk it up to a team running and gunning and shooting hot. But today was all about the Knicks planting their seed for the future and next week, right? And we wait to see what these new lineups look like. Too, fam. Salute. Buzzer beater with the super chat, fam. What's good, fam? Let us know your thoughts, really, how you feeling now about this trade. Buzzer says, CT, I blame you for losing IQ. You went on Dolan's yacht with Leon and got him drunk with one of those big Aussie beers. And he traded IQ. Thanks. Man, I wasn't even one of the people pushing the OG trade as hard as some of these other people were. I'll tell you why, because I really didn't feel like the Knicks and the Raptors were going to do business. But they were able to put differences aside, man. So let's blame Dolan. You can blame me, but I'm going to blame Dolan and Leon and CAA and Masai Ujiri, who was also desperate, to inject some new life into the Raptors because their season's dead. Their season's dead in the water. They're going to inject some youth now with IQ, with Barrett and Scotty Barnes. But I like what we did. On the surface, I'm not, jumping on the tables, kind of liking it. But I think it's going to be a good move for the organization long term. I think Emmanuel Quickly, we cashed in the value he had because we're not going to we've decided we're not going to pay him, and I don't think he can fit next to Brunson long term. And we traded that for a size, for a wing with the size we need. And of course, RJ Barrett is a very, very solid player, a serviceable player in this league, who I think is going to improve every year. But I feel like has a pretty clear ceiling as the third option on a very good team. Some people might think a fourth option as well. Worries about the 3-point shooting is the biggest issue for me with RJ Barrett. And his defense, really in his 5th year. RJ Barrett as a wing, as a shooting guard, his defense just didn't improve to the area where, we would like to see it, to fam, in his 5th year. As a very physical kind of player, he just didn't play very physical on the defensive side. But I think, we made the most out of what we have. And I look forward to the whole package we get with Precious and Malachi, fam. But appreciate you for the super chat. Let's get it. Hopefully we have a beer one day as well. Buzzer's gone with the B+ for Devo. Salute. John from the Still Knicks fam community. Salute. What's good, John? Knicks made a very solid move today. Knicks played well tonight, but the Pacers knocked down those threes at a high clip tonight. We did not miss RJ or Quick in this game. Yeah, I agree with you. I think tonight we would have lost with Quick anyway, but we got very good production from Fournier offensively. We got production from Devo ×3 as well tonight too, fam. So yeah, with RJ out of the starting lineup, it's gonna be very interesting next week to see the floor spacing. Is what I'm looking to see straight away too, fam. With OG, he's averaging 17 points on the season, but a very good number from shooting percentage from deep. So look forward to seeing that next week, and the floor spacing opening up. But obviously the defensive versatility. And as I said to EJ earlier today, I do feel like the timeline was brought forward after losing Mitch. And the Knicks had to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. They had to get another big by any means necessary. And obviously they needed this other part of the deal as well. So they got 2 very, very useful pieces out of the deal for this season, on a season where, we might be without Mitchell Robinson for the rest of the year. So that is brutal, So we wait to see. Hopefully, like I said, Mitch gets back maybe late in the playoffs. We'll see. But tonight, let's talk about Randall now next. Randall was battling Obi, man. You could see some tensions come through. Both of those guys, Obi against his former team. After a big trade made, Obi wanted to play some great defense tonight. He was trying to D up Julius. Julius wasn't having any of that. He was backing him down with force. He was going up strong. I thought Julius was getting hacked a lot of the time as well. He was frustrated, rightfully so. He wasn't getting the calls that he should have got. But after that, man, Randall was 9 of 22, 6 offensive boards, 6 defensive, 12 total, 4 assists, 5 turnovers, 28 points, -6. So solid effort tonight from Julius. To be -6 in a 14-point loss. Be 9 of 22. If he'd shot better from 3, would have been ideal. But getting to the line 13 times is solid. 9 of 13. Should have been a little better at the line, shooting 69%. But rebounded outstanding. 39 minutes was a huge night for Randall on a second of a back-to-back. So I take that into account for Julius Randall. He'll get a B for me tonight. What do you guys think about Julius's performance? Like I said, I take into account that the Knicks played last night as well. We're playing a team that's running up and down. Julius playing 39 minutes. So, but he gave effort defensively. I felt like the play where he stopped Miles Turner was a big play. Outside of that, he's still limited defensively, we know. Randall's not going to, D up on every single possession. That's not his game. But offensively, he held his own with 28 points and a pretty big night for that. So Buzzer's gone with the B as well. Salute. Shirley says they could have waited after the game and then traded them. They lost to the Pacers. It sucks. Yeah, Shirley, it's tough playing a game short-handed, but yeah, we look ahead to next week. So I'm not too worried about tonight's loss. I know we're only 2 games over 500 now, but there's still a long, long way to go this season, man. 50 games remaining, and the New York Knicks have gone and done a trade that's made us stronger. So I look forward to seeing what we look like next week with the new squad. Versatility defensively and offensively, it's going to be huge. I think these new guys are going to be fan favorites as well. The way we got around Obi, Rand, Barrett, and quickly, Knicks Nation is going to quickly get behind OG, Precious, and Malachi. With these guys coming in, these guys want to do well for the Knicks. You know, they're young, they're hungry. Things didn't work out with Toronto for the same situation. You know, and they want to be part of a winning team with this squad, and I think they will. Right, OG wanted this. Right, he wasn't happy in Toronto. You know, he wanted this new situation, and I think we're going to get the best version of OG. So I look forward to that. We got OG's avatar fresh and ready for next week as well, but right now he's in transit and getting ready to come to New York. Next up is Jalen Brunson tonight. Not a great game from Brunson, but obviously he was his normal self. He was probing. He was holding on to the ball a little bit longer than I liked tonight. But from 3-point land, 4 of 8 is excellent. 9 of 22 is okay from the field, but 6 of 9 from the line. He should have hit a couple more free throws. 6 assists is good. 4 turnovers, not very good. 28 points, minus 17 as well. Tough ask is all I can say for Brunson, man. Asking him to guard Tyrese running up and down on the second of a back-to-back was always going to be tough. So Brunson's limited defensively on nights like this. You just see it. He doesn't have the same pop, the same energy. The Knicks got into Indiana really late last night, into the hotel, against a team that the highest powered offense in the league, and a team that loves to run and gun. So yeah, it was just super tough. But we get back to New York, and we mean business next week. But I'll give Brunson a B for his effort today. I thought he was a solid game overall, but could have been much better at the line. It could have been better from the field and with his turnovers as well. But like I said, with the energy, right, it's clear they just didn't have the same level of energy than last night, coming in and traveling. So let's get it next week. Ihart stepped up to the podium now. He was 1 of 3 from the field, 7 defensive rebounds, 9 total, 6 assists, 4 steals from Ihart. That was huge. 3 fouls, only 2 points, was a -4 in 32 minutes. I like what I saw from Ihart, hustling. He got banged up again with his arm cut. I love the 9 rebounds, 6 assists from the big man. He's given us all he has. You know, he's got limitations. You know, obviously offensively only 2 points, but he brings the hustle, he brings the energy. You know, and he's a player that's holding us down right now. That's all you could ask for. He's no Mitchell Robinson, but you know, he's a guy that leaves it all out there on the floor. So today I'm going to give Isaiah Hartenstein a B- for his performance in 32 minutes with 6 assists, 9 rebounds. Only a -4 in a 14-point loss as well, fam. Salute. Solid B for Randall. John gives Randall a B. Forced it slightly. Should have let the game come to him a little bit more. Yeah, you could see Julius wants to make that authority. He would stamp his authority on the game, and especially on the road against a hostile team. But yeah, it's definitely it's all in the head for Randall. The decision making is huge in terms of letting the game come to him. But yeah, I love iHeart's energy. He's holding us down, really. Uh, like I said, I look forward to some extra depth at the big man spot with Precious Achiuwa coming up in here. And I think, yeah, fans are going to like his game. He can stroke it. He can stretch the floor. He's a little more mobile at 6'8", but of course he's got the 7 feet wingspan, which is big time. And John and Buzzer Beater has gone with the C for Jalen Brunson tonight. Yep. I wasn't a fan of his game tonight, but I want to give him a B because I do cut him some slack in terms of last night's road game as well. But yeah, he just didn't really have it tonight. But shooting from 3 was excellent, 4 of 8 as well. Buzzer Beater's gone with the D plus for iHeart because he gave Miles Turner wide open threes. He had 6 threes. Man, that's a great point. Maybe I'm not holding iHeart more accountable for those. Obviously, it's on the team as well to make the full rotation as well. A lot of it was late rotations too. But yeah, I completely agree in terms of that. That's egregious. You know what we let Miles do tonight. You know, with the 3-point shooting. We've got to be much better at contesting. You know, those shots. We've got to be better at that too, fam. He could definitely hurt us. And he killed us. So, no Grimes tonight. Like I said, next man up is Josh Hart. I didn't like Hart's game tonight. Right at the start of the third, the worst quarter for the Knicks tonight. We're only down 2 at the half, 62 to 64. But at the end of the third, it was 92-105. Fam. So we were down 13. At the end of the third, and a 9-point hole in that third quarter. But Josh Hart missed 2 easy points in transition. Layups, he forced it a bit. And up the other end were 2 back-breaking threes, and they went up by 6 at that point. Scores were tied, and we were really in the game at that point. And then after that, we just never recovered. I'm not blaming everything on Hart tonight, but that was momentum-killing, back-breaking plays from Josh Hart tonight. He missed some easy layups. And like I said, after that, we just couldn't recover. They were backbreakers. So Hart tonight, man, he got the start. In the absence of RJ, of course, Josh Hart was 4 of 9, 1 of 2 from deep. 10 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 assist. 10 points, minus 19. So, not his worst game, by far, nowhere near his best game. But I didn't like that momentum-killing stretch in the second quarter, man. And he got a tech, like Buzzer Beater said, too. Agree with you 100% with that. He was letting his frustrations known. Sometimes it's okay to just let it out, but on a night like this, he should have saved it, and not give them cheap points. So, Grimes was out with a non-COVID related illness, fam. So, Grimes sat tonight. He should be okay for next week. It doesn't sound too serious, fam. So, appreciate you. Let's get those likes up. Salute, smash that like button. The streets are buzzing. And for Josh Hart, for his grade tonight, man, I'm going to give Hart a C for his effort tonight. Obviously he needed to play major minutes. I don't have any issue with the allocation tonight. Without Grimes, no RJ, no Quickly, he had to play. He had to play a lot of minutes tonight. But yeah, he just wasn't effective. I didn't find tonight with Hart. That momentum in the third really gives me the reason to give him a C tonight, because it really killed the game. It was wide open at that point. That tough stretch, man. But we move on. Let's talk about Evan Fournier. Evan Fournier was 3 of 10 in 17 minutes, 2 of 8 from deep. 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 10 points, minus 13. I thought he gave good effort. Defensively, he's limited still, but he did fight. But Evan Fournier, it's interesting, 17 minutes. Maybe they did overplay him a little. That stretch also, it was tough to see, Tyrese and co, take advantage of the lineups on the floor. Fournier, we did need his offense, but not efficient. Can't get in on him too much because, he's not in rhythm. So, got to cut him some slack. He's just not an effective player at this stage, playing, 17 plus minutes. If he comes on for 8 minutes, hits a couple threes, that's solid. But then we need to, keep it moving. Because I think the more you play Evan Fournier, the more it's going to hurt you, in the long term, defensively as well. So, with that said, without being, with being understanding that, Fournier's been out of the rotation what seems like forever, he's going to get a C minus for me tonight. Did hit a couple threes. I thought he did give effort defensively. He was just limited, obviously, with his abilities. So that's Evan Fournier. As we roll through this, Deuce McBride is up next, then Taj Gibson. Now, Deuce McBride, I like what I saw from Deuce. He was 2 of 3 from the field, 1 of 2 from deep, and 5 points. A +7. So a +7 for Deuce McBride in his 17 minutes. Like I said, he's a winning player. He gives you effort both sides of the ball. He can score, he can defend, but he's always holding his head up high defensively, fighting through screens, making life difficult for the opponent. That's why I love seeing Deuce McBride run out there, because he's not going to kill you offensively, but you just love to see his effort defensively. And I do think Deuce McBride is going to be one of the big winners of this trade as well. He's going to get possibly more backup minutes this season. We see whatever trades come through, but I think he's got a real shot to beat Malachi Flynn for backup guard minutes, especially if he plays like he did tonight. I thought he was solid defensively. So, in his role, I'm going to give Deuce McBride a solid B for his effort. He was in the +7, 17 minutes. Efficient, 2 of 3 from the field. And 3 fouls, 5 points. So Miles McBride, I think we're going to see the best of him in the future to come. Buzzer's gone with the B for Deuce as well. And the C for Evan Fournier. Yep, very similar. I've gone with the C minus. Yep. And yes, we will be post-game live on Monday. Best believe that, fam. So we will be live after Minnesota Knicks at MSG. All stages set for me. OG Anunoby, Precious Achiuwa's debut. Obviously, we got Sunday, an off day. I think OG, the others will get to New York City. Maybe Tom Thibodeau will give them the playbook, give them a little bit of a runaround, maybe a little film session. And I do think OG Anunoby straight into the starting lineup. Right, there's no time to waste. Right, the guy can defend his ass off. The guy can shoot as well. There's no need to do any practice yet, just to get him acclimated. Just throw him out there. So, yep. With that said, let's hit on Taj, and then we'll continue to talk about the road ahead. Taj Gibson, man, I love his effort, but yeah, he did hurt us a bit tonight with his offensive fouls. So Taj, step on up. Taj was 1 of 3 from the field, minus 13 in 14 minutes. 2 points, 4 fouls. Like I said, limited, 2 rebounds. you can't expect much. Firstly, he's 38 years old, just off the couch. Basically, he's given us all he has. He was there as insurance, another body. He's helped us in a couple games. Obviously, the big game in on Christmas Day against Milwaukee, right? He's helped us a lot. He's done all that we could ask for, but he has clear limitations now. If we're a winning organization this season, we can't be relying upon a 38-year-old, that's just off the couch. That's just being realistic as well. I love Taj, but he's going to get a D for today. His performance, just limited, really. But yeah, look forward to next week. And Precious Achiuwa coming in here and giving us that much-needed depth, too. So, as we move ahead, man, talk about the road ahead now. Buzzer Beater says RJ Barrett was a -9 on the season. A -9 net rating this season. Look, I'm going to be watching him closely in Toronto this year. It's disappointing that little interruption with the migraines did halt the hot streak he was on. But really, ever since then, it's been subpar defensively and offensively. I think he can still put it together. But the New York Knicks were running out of patience, and they do need to shore up our defense, right? I think offensively, I don't think the Knicks had that much of an issue with Barrett. I feel like defensively, they just wanted a bigger upgrade as well, with more size. Simply one of the best defenders in the NBA, really, with OG. So, with that said, yeah, we're still looking at the next trade coming through. Are the Knicks done trading? When can we go after DeJounte Murray? So I think another trade is going to come, man, in the next couple of weeks. I really do feel like that's a real possibility with DeJounte. But I would pause, and I wouldn't expect it to be imminent. But I do think the Knicks are going to have those heavy conversations. It's all about, I guess, how many draft picks, Evan Fournier's contract. Do the Knicks give up Quentin Grimes? I think he's the next man to watch in this situation. If I'm the Atlanta Hawks and I'm getting Evan Fournier and the draft picks I want, I'm definitely asking for Quentin Grimes. Also, the New York Knicks won't have as many minutes for Quentin Grimes if DeJounte's up in here as well. So it's going to be a situation where look out for that. Obviously, Quentin Grimes does need to be paid. Is extension eligible in this off-season as well. So the Knicks are doing business decisions, for the team, but contractually. It doesn't mean they don't want Quentin Grimes. They're making financial decisions. A guy that they're going to have to pay significant money for, they've already decided. They paid DiVincenzo. He's coming up good. They paid Josh Hart as well. I don't see them trading either of those two. Right? They're good friends with Brunson. They fit what Tibbs wants to do defensively. Quentin Grimes is a young piece that the Knicks would love to keep, but I think if push comes to shove and it means not getting a DeJounte Murray deal done, I think they will include Quentin Grimes. But I don't know how much the Knicks want DeJounte Murray, whether it's, a warm interest, whether it's very hot. I think that's going to be fascinating to see. There's other options available. I don't think we're in no rush. So I don't think this DeJounte Murray thing is imminent. But we wait to see, fam. Luke's in the building. Salute. Excellent trade for the New York Knicks. How you feeling? Knicks pick up another championship mentality player. You said it, man. You said it. That's a great point. A player who's been all the way, won a championship in the six, and he's going to bring that experience to us, to the New York Knicks situation. So I think guys are happy. As I said, we heard from Hart, and we heard from Taj, we heard from Brunson as well about what OG is going to bring. And he's only 26 years old, so there's upside in this trade as well. Precious Achiuwa, there's real upside with him too, fam. Yep. Buzzer says it's hard to grade Taj as well with his age and he's undersized. Yep, absolutely. I understand when I do give his grade, I understand that he's giving his maximum effort. He's giving us all that he has. He's a warrior, is Taj, but he has his limitations for real. But yeah, man, Precious Achiuwa's a player who can offer a lot, in mobility, versatility. He's able to run the floor well and stroke it. So he's averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds on the season. So that's big time. OG Anunoby averaging 17 points on the season. He's going to fit right in perfectly. Catching and shooting. Brunson and Randall, right? No doubling. Those guys, they're just going to kick it out straight away. And the beautiful thing is OG's 6'8". So closing out on a OG is different, right? He can shoot over the defense. A player like Quentin Grimes, Devo, Barrett, they can get their shot blocked. But obviously OG Anunoby is taller and longer as well, so able to get that shot off. And I think it's going to be great for our floor spacing and close when the defense does close out. Yeah, he was super coveted, around the league, Luke, and guys, in terms of OG's stock around the league, it was still super high, and some people really feel like we got him for cheaper than what people thought. No first round draft picks, right? A Quickly who people are gonna have to pay big money to, like starter money, and of course RJ Barrett, which, being honest, his contract around the league is considered just a salary filler contract around the league right now. But he's a player with still, abilities to help a team, abilities to help the Raptors. But with us, OG paying him and RJ. If we're paying Quickly and RJ, it was going to reach 55, something like that, plus milli. With OG, we're going to be able to pay him maybe 30, 35, and have more money left over to pay the next guy as well. So that's huge. I think, obviously, don't forget we got Brock Aller up in here, and he's able to, understand the contracts around the league and understand what it takes, to build a contender. Don't forget he was with Cleveland when Cleveland won the championship. So Brock Aller knows how to, get the most out of a roster in terms of financially. He's right-handed as well, like Luke says. One less lefty. Me personally, I didn't have any issue with left-handers, but having too many, it was a tough watch. It really was. We did need to get more versatile. And I'm glad that we have one less left-hander as well. But like I said, man, I'm cool with the trade for both sides. I feel like Toronto's going to be good with the players they're getting and the draft pick. But I do feel like the New York Knicks are on the right track. That's the most important thing, too, fam. But let's bring up some highlights from today's game with Devo. Chalking up his career high, too, fam. He was on fire from deep, splashing it. It's going to be a situation where he's going to have many more nights like this, with another bona fide floor spacer next to him, like I said, and Precious Achiuwa with the starting lineup. What do you guys think about that? Just my initial thoughts are that's the best offensive lineup we might have put out there for a long, long time. Since way back with the J.R. Smith, Carmelo Anthony days. With maybe Amari at the 5, where we had Melo. We had J.R. Smith. We had Shumpert and Raymond Felton. This time we could have Brunson, DiVincenzo, OG, Randall, and Precious Achiuwa. That's a 5-out look. Obviously, Achiuwa can sit there in the corner as well. OG and Devo on the 2 elbows on the wings. Randall in the low block. And then Brunson at the top of the 3 with the ball in his hands. And that's going to be great. Even pick and roll with Precious Achiuwa as well. iHeart, his passing ability as well. That's going to be interesting to see who can claim the starting lineup spot as well. Because I don't think it's a done deal. I think the New York Knicks do like Isaiah Hartenstein with the bench. But obviously, I think for now, he's going to keep his starting spot until Precious Achiuwa can play some good performances and then see if his play, warrants getting into the starting lineup. But he is a very talented player, He's more talented offensively than I feel like Isaiah Hartenstein is in terms of shooting. Passing, iHeart's better. But defensively, Precious Achiuwa has more potential as well. So, we could find ourselves another nice center rotation with that. But more importantly, Josh Hart, man, does not need to play the backup 4 no more. Because OG Anunoby and Precious Achiuwa can also play the backup 4. So that's great. That's great for him. He doesn't like playing the backup 4. It's not ideal. Let's be real, man. We don't want to continue to get out-muscled, out-rebounded off the bench. We need the size, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we did this move for as well. Now, Malachi Flynn, he's had some bright moments in the league. He's had some big performances offensively. He's had 30-point games. For those that aren't familiar with his game, he's just a solid all-around point guard that can score a bit, can defend a little. He's not going to light the world on fire, but Malachi Flynn has got talent. Right, he's a bona fide NBA player. He's going to find himself, I think, some rotation minutes, but he's going to be battling Deuce McBride. So we wait to see what happens with that. They might even, take not want to play Fournier at all. They might want to expand the rotation a little. Maybe play Malachi Flynn and Deuce McBride together. Maybe if Grimes is hurt, if Grimes is in the lineup, I don't think they will. But they could still play hard at the 4, Grimes at the 3, Malachi Flynn at the 2, Deuce at the 1, off the bench as well. But I think while Fournier's here, we do need obviously a little bit more offense and shooting off the bench. We no longer have Emmanuel Quickley now. Maybe we need to play Donte DiVincenzo a little more with the bench now, with OG coming in, using up, more reps as well too, fam. But yeah, I'm all here for the Grimes 6-man situation, man. Let's lift him up, give him more opportunities, more reps. Let's see the Quentin Grimes from the sophomore year, man. With the sophomore year Quentin Grimes, I need to see it too. And I think the season's young. I'm not worried about tonight's loss with the record now. Obviously, we've overhauled the whole team. This is a complete overhaul, losing 2 key rotation players and bringing in possibly 2-3 rotation players. It's massive. And next week is going to be a huge week. We got Minnesota, Wednesday, Chicago, both at home. I think we can win both. And then Philly and Washington on the road, back to back again. We're going to need to make a statement against Philly. I think we'll punk Washington as well. Then it's good to see we have Portland back at home. And then we have Dallas and Memphis. A few winnable games there. It's not going to be easy. But then I like the 14th. Orlando, Houston, Washington, and the Raptors at MSG. So, yeah, with that said, guys, I think there's way more upside to come for this season. Obviously, we wait to see OG suit up, but the Knicks might have to cut someone. We did cut Daquan Jeffries, Luke, so that was needed to make room for the trade. But yeah, I think we're okay for now until we trade Fournier. with the next move coming up. But yeah, obviously, if I'm a betting man, top of the list would have to be DeJounte Murray. That, you know, there's concrete reports that the New York Knicks have had discussions. If I had to pick, you know, and bet money on who's the next guy coming in, he would be, you know, close to top of the list right now. I don't see a Lauri Markkanen move happening right now. But as I mentioned, a name to watch could be Jordan Clarkson. Possibly Utah might be looking to, you know, to blow things up a little more there. We need our sixth man of the year kind of scorer off the bench. And there's going to be more names come through. There's still Bogdanovic with Detroit. He might get traded by the deadline. The Knicks might push for the Donovan Mitchell thing. I don't know if that's going to happen until maybe the summer. But I don't think we're done dealing by any means, man. We are active. Leon Rose is ready, ladies and gentlemen. And it's a situation where, you know, it was much needed. So we did need to make this move, and I think we did it at the right time. You know, we need this injection of defense, and here we are, too, fam. So shout out to Jay Boogie, this track Breaking News. Let's end the show as we wrap up with this breaking news. The New York Knicks pull off the biggest trade since Carmelo Anthony, I feel. In season as well. Like, there's been some huge in-season trades, and I feel like this is, you know, going to shake up the league, especially the East as well. The New York Knicks kept all first-round draft picks, and the rest of the East is thinking, all right, what are the Knicks up to now? What are they going to do next? They've got all their picks still. Got a bona fide championship caliber wing. The Celtics, the Jason Tatums, Jaylen Browns of the world, Jimmy Butlers of the world. We've got a guy now that can shut them down. Best believe that. So that's music to my ears, too, fam, like Jay Boogie breaking moves. So, as always, hope everyone's doing well. Many health, happiness, blessings to everyone out here. It's been a huge day. We've got to get our rest. We'll be back at it Monday post-game as well. Once again, shout out DiVincenzo, career high tonight. But yeah, the Knicks got work to do next week. Big time. And it starts against Minnesota. Let's make a statement after acquiring a bona fide wing stopper and a shooter as well. As I said, man, these guys are going to be hungry. These guys are going to come up in here and play hard, I think. Rep New York City. Salute, salute, salute. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
New York City, we ain't back, we ain't never left. Just stay away from J. Reed when he ain't on my F. I'm so impressed way we doing our thing outside in every park. Kids playing with that Spalding. The best story this year was on a Nick page. Full coverage, the league got this Nick page. A lot of doubters right now, they want to see us lose. But I don't care about Riley with them shiny shoes. The orange blue right now, such a pretty view. You look around, we taking over the YouTube. That Nick love, we the best on the podcast. Monopoly money 200 every time we go past. Somebody tell me, beg, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Dexter Henry, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Bill Pito, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. Somebody tell Alan Hahn, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Ali Zerb, I need breaking news. Somebody tell Mike McNutt, I need breaking news. Soon as it break, I'm breaking off with breaking news. If I ain't say your name, you probably ain't give me no breaking news to talk about. Over here we family, we stick to the script. Orange and blue, y'all stay out of the script.